Okay, so now that we've got our drums programmed in, we're going to add a bit of compression to our drum track. And then we're also going to add in some parallel compression or New York style compression. So I'm just going to grab a compressor from our devices and I'm going to drop it onto our drum track. And then it's going to bring back the threshold, and the purpose of this compressor is just to bring the volume up of the drums without losing the main transients in the drums. So I'm going to bring the attack back a bit so that it doesn't actually compress too hard on us. And then I'll just bump the ratio up ever so slightly. And the release time, we'll just turn it up a wee bit as well. And the knee here, we're just going to increase this. And as you see, as you increase it, the curve here on this compressor gets smoother and it starts compressing earlier. Okay, so that's fine for what we want for. We're just bumping the volume up. So you see, if you turn that off and turn it back on, it just brings the volume of it back up again. So next, what we want to do is grab a compressor from the left here and drop it onto a return track on the right. And it's going to rename this one Parallel Compression. And this is just basically really squashing the signal from these drums and mixing it in with the original drums just to create this sort of real thumping sound. It's almost like doing a sidechain on the drums, but it doesn't lose its original dynamics. So if we bring back the threshold to as low as you can get it, turn the ratio up to as high as you can get it, the attack down to 0, and then we'll turn the look ahead to 10 milliseconds just so that the compressor has enough time to kick in. And then we're going to do a nice boost at the output here of 10 dB. And now we can start to send the signal of our drums to this track. And so you can hear there the compressor's working very hard on the actual drums. So the main element here that we're going to change is the release time. As you increase this, you'll notice that the suction sound changes, the point of where that happens changes. So we just want to move this around until we get the nice sort of suction that works with this drum loop. How much you want to mix this into your actual drums. I'm going to keep it quite heavily mixed in. And then I'm just going to go into the drums now and I'm going to drop in an EQ as well, because there's just one or two parts that are just niggling. And if we right click on the EQ and select high quality, and then I'm going to do a boost just down at the bottom end just to bring out the kick. So if we go to 0.1 and turn up the gain. And it's going to increase the Q point here just to make it a bit finer. And then if we go to 0.2, thing I'm going to cut out here is that sort of mid noise that's just sort of creeping in, and I'll just increase the Q here just so you can hear it a bit better. It's just around there. So I'm going to cut that out. Insert another lines here at about 700 Hertz. So it's going to brighten them up by doing a boost. If I bring in another curve, I'll just put in one just after that. Just to really bring out those toms. And then we'll do one, we'll insert another point here, and we'll do it further up. So if we push this to the end, just to bring out the higher parts now, so we're into more sort of the higher ends of our toms and claps, or snares, sorry. Here there's quite a hollow sound when that's off, and that's quite beefy when it's on. Okay, so I'm going to save this now, and in the next tutorial we're going to have a look at the percussion.